Hello, and welcome to the second episode of my new series entitled Level Design Deep Dive. I'm Moses Designer, and today I'll be talking about another classic level that has seen multiple iterations over the years. That level is Deck 16 from the Untitled Tournament series of games. In total, this level has seen 4 key iterations, and today I'll be discussing the changes between each iteration, and also discuss the concept of leading lines and how it is applied to Deck 16. So let's begin and discuss the evolution of Deck 16. The first iteration of Deck 16 appeared in 1998, which was a part of Unreal's multiplayer experience. Created by Elliott Cannon, this layout would become an instant classic and stand the test of time to be a well-known multiplayer level. Let's begin by going over the level layout and item placements in the level. The center walkway is the iconic landmark of the level. All paths lead in and around this walkway. On one end of the walkway, players can find the minigun. At the other end of the central walkway, behind some crates, players can find the shock rifle. One of the cooler things to note about the shock rifle is the shot combo, which combines a shot from the secondary and primary fire of the weapon to increase the area of effect of the beam fired by the gun. Near the shock rifle, at what can be considered the far end of the level, is a flak cannon pickup. The flak cannon is Unreal's answer to the shotgun. From the flak cannon, moving into the dimly lit hallway, players can find the 8-ball rocket launcher. And at the far end of the same hallway, players can find the Razorjack, which is a weapon that shoots out fast-moving saw blades. Following the flow of the level to the ramp ahead, players can find a sniper rifle pickup at the top of the ramp. As players move down this hallway to the dead end, they can find another flak cannon pickup. As I discussed in my initial episode, the concept of risk and reward is also present in Deck 16, as both flak cannon pickups are at risky locations. One is at a dead end, and the other is at a pool of acid slime, but in both cases the reward is a very powerful weapon. Moving on with the layout and item placements, in the center of the level, above the central walkway, are 2 ramps which lead to the highest floor of the map. Here players can find the bio rifle at the far end, and in the other end, the players can find a sniper rifle in an alcove that overlooks the entire level. There's also a toxin suit pickup here that players can use to reduce the damage incurred by the acid slime if they fall into it. Just below the inclined ramps, players can see one of the power-ups in the level, which is the super health, which increases the overall health in combat. Another powerful pickup is located below the central walkway, the shield belt, which absorbs incoming damage for a short period of time, if worn. Though, to get such a powerful pickup requires players to traverse a small beam over a large pool of acid slime. At the far end of the lower level, players can find another rocket launcher and ammo pickup. Following the path around the pool of acid slime leads players to a set of elevators which will take them back to the central walkway. After exiting the elevator, players have a choice to go straight down the central walkway, go left or right to continue to find new enemies to frag. Even though Deck 16 has long hallways and a very open central hallway, the layout works and works well. Each space connects to each other seamlessly, and it's impossible for players to get lost. Though I don't know what Elliott Cannon was thinking at the time of making this level, looking at it now, I think a core level design element of leading lines keeps this level flow simple and memorable to this day. Let's discuss leading lines in more detail. Screenshots are from Deck 16 from Unreal Tournament, which I will discuss more in detail soon. But I wanted to use this from a discussion of leading lines. Basically, leading lines are literally lines that lead the player from one end of the level to the next. Looking at the central hallway in Deck 16, the main walkway provides a core leading line to the doorway at the far end. Along with this core leading line, the same leading line is seen above on the ceiling with a trail of lights, going in the same direction as the walkway. The far end of the wall has a texture pattern that runs parallel to the walkway, creating another leading line. Looking at the level from the other end of the main walkway, players still have that central leading line. Above the central walkway, the leading lines of the diagonal ramps show a clear path to the upper floor of the map. These diagonal lines terminate to another leading line that is parallel to the central leading line, showcasing the flow between the upper and middle floors of the map. Continuing with the central leading line, players can see the same line on the very bottom level of the playable space. This line is also mirrored on the middle floor of the map where it connects to the dual inclined ramps. The central line keeps the flow of the level moving from one end to the other, with intersecting paths running perpendicular to this core line. Looking at the dimly lit hallway, it too has the same leading line that runs parallel to the central walkway. Along this leading line are two parallel leading lines that run perpendicular to intersect and create a flow between the hallway and the central walkway. Finally, if we look at the two elevators on the lower level, they have a vertical leading line which visibly connects to the initial leading line of the central walkway, guiding players to the direction of the level flow before even getting off the elevators. To put everything in perspective with a discussion of leading lines, here is an overview of the level, where you can see in yellow the parallel leading lines following the central walkway and the green intersecting lines that connect the spaces perpendicular to the core leading line. Hopefully the concept of leading lines makes sense, and this concept can be applied to any level, single player or multiplayer. In fact, go play your favorite maps and you'll notice how leading lines keep you moving through the space. So let's continue the discussion of Deck 16 and take a look at how the level has changed with each key iteration, starting from the changes from Unreal to Unreal Tournament. Deck 16 and Unreal has the iconic slime pool at the bottom, but the only way around it is to follow the walkway that circles the pool. And to get back up to the middle level, the players have to use the elevator at the far end to go back up. In Unreal Tournament, a small catwalk was added for players to cross the acid slime pool without the need to circle the entire path around. In addition, a small alcove is also present that houses the new jump boot pickup. The jump boots allow players to launch themselves back to the middle floor without the need to use the elevators. These two changes really improve the flow of the level from Unreal to Unreal Tournament. Minor change between the two iterations is the placement of the Razor Jack, which got renamed to the Ripper in Unreal Tournament. Instead of being in the center of the hallway, it was moved behind the support beams in the hallway. Another pickup change is also present as the Stinger in Unreal was replaced with a new Pulse Rifle in Unreal Tournament. The Super Health of Unreal was replaced with the new U-Damage pickup in Unreal Tournament. The U-Damage basically amplified the damage output of any weapon the player had for a short period of time. Finally, another major change between the two iterations is also present on the lower level. In Unreal, there is a laser beam near the rocket launcher pickup. This is basically a level hazard that, if entered, instantly kills a player. In Unreal Tournament, the Laser Beam of Death is replaced with a teleporter, which transports players to the new Redeemer weapon. The Redeemer is basically a handheld nuke that players could remotely guide to get multiple kills quickly. Now you may be thinking, what is this? This is Deck 17, Deck 16's neighbor. Welcome to the next iteration, seen in Unreal Tournament 2004. Created by Teddy Tapawan, this iteration is visually very different. Instead of green slime, we have red lava. With the addition of new static meshes seen in Unreal Tournament 2004, the map has more visual details showcasing the industrial vibe. The lighting is much brighter compared to the previous two iterations. The layout of Deck 17 is exactly the same as Deck 16 from Unreal and Unreal Tournament, except for one new path, seen at the far end of the level. So where does this go and how does it connect to the rest of the level? In Deck 16, the far back wall is closed off, and the only option here is for players to go left or back around the central walkway. If we follow the middle ramp to the back hallway, we find another dead end at the flat cannon. Ideally, for risk and reward, this setup works, but it does impede the flow of the level by having a dead end. The only way around is to go back to the middle walkway. If we follow the same path in Deck 17, we find something different. The dead end is gone, and a new path is opened up. Following this path leads down to a small room where there's a nice visual nod to Deck 16 being closed off for repairs on the right side. Following this path leads back to where the shock rifle is, connecting players to the central hallway and the path leading to the flat cannon. This path creates a new combat opportunities as the two dead ends are gone and connected with a clean curved hallway. This new path creates new opportunities for players to predict enemy movements. If, for example, I see someone going into the small room at the back, chances are they'll come towards a flat cannon pickup, making it easy to quickly turn around and face the incoming threat. Deck 17 also made changes to the lower level. In Unreal Tournament, we saw the addition of the walkway and jump boots as a change from Unreal to Unreal Tournament. In Deck 17, the catwalk is gone for a wider playable space, and the jump boots are removed and replaced with a steam vent that launches players back to the upper floors. And here we are at the fourth major iteration with Unreal Tournament 3. It almost feels like a departure but also a return. A departure in the sense that the fiery bright feel of Deck 17 is gone, and a dimly lit green slime has returned. With Unreal Tournament 3, the static meshes were heavily used. As you can see, Deck 16 has a lot more industrial detail than the past 3 iterations. Also, the addition of post-process really showcases the grungy industrial feel of the level. The layout of Deck 17 is still present, with the side path addition, but other minor improvements were made, such as moving and lowering the crates for better visibility to the central walkway. The visual detail improvements of Deck 16 in Unreal Tournament 3 really bring more storytelling elements to highlight the industrial feel of the map. The details of Unreal Tournament 3 also bring something new to Deck 16 with the addition of implied spaces. Throughout the level, there are several windows that allow players to see a world outside of the confined arena. The implied spaces of Deck 16 in Unreal Tournament 3 give a sense of space to give the impression that this is a factory located in the outskirts of the city. The biggest change seen in Unreal Tournament 3 is the removal of the ceiling and a new skybox that adds extra visuals to accentuate the sense of space in Deck 16, being more than just an enclosed arena. Even after all these changes from Unreal to Unreal Tournament 3, Deck 16 remains a great map, regardless of which style and visual theme is presented for the players. In conclusion, Deck 16 has stood the test of time as a great level, regardless of the layout and visual changes seen over the years. From humble BSP beginnings to the improved visual and layout changes, the core fun of Deck 16 remains the same. The reason for this, in my opinion, is the concept of leading lines, which keeps the player moving through the space with ease to create a memorable level layout. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite iteration of Deck 16 is. And on that note, be sure to like, subscribe, and support the channel. Until next time, cheers.